Please repeat after me. I am not able to hear at all. तू ही मेरा स्वामी. Can you hear? I think my ears are deaf maybe. तू ही मेरा स्वामी अंतर्यामी. तू ही मेरा स्वामी अंतर्यामी. दीजो दर्शन अनंत नामी. दीजो दर्शन. दीजो दर्शन अनंत नामी. दीजो दर्शन. तू ही मेरा स्वामी अंतर्यामी. नित्य तेजोमय सब गुण राशि. नित्य तेजोमय. नित्य तेजोमय सब गुण राशि. निर्मल निश्चल घट घट वासी. निर्मल निश्चल घट घट वासी. तू ही मेरा स्वामी अंतर्यामी. नित्य अखंड अनादि अनंत. नित्य अखंड अनादि अनंत. निरुपम ईश्वर नत जन प्रेमी. निरुपम ईश्वर नत जन प्रेमी. निरुपम ईश्वर नत जन प्रेमी. तू ही मेरा स्वामी अंतर्यामी. सद्गुरु शिव गुरु जगद्गुरु नामी. सद्गुरु शिव गुरु जगद्गुरु स्वामी. चिन्मयानंद तू मम मन वासी. चिन्मयानंद तू मम मन वासी. तू ही मेरा स्वामी अंतर्यामी. दीजो दर्शन अनंत नामी, दीजो दर्शन अनंत नामी। तू ही मेरा स्वामी अंतर्यामी। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। We have seen in this topic of glory of Guru, we saw first Guru, followed by that Vyasa, Shankara in the tradition of Advaita Vedanta, and our own Pujya Gurudev's teacher Swami Tapovanam, and then following that we have been now seeing Swami Chinmaya and how he began his journey. As I said, Guru is one who can remove ignorance. He alone can be called a Guru. And a Guru is not only the one who is able to guide us towards the spiritual perfection. It is not about other things of the world which we may not know, which we coming to know does not fulfill our life. It can probably give some amount of convenience, comfort, and a professional excellence and skill and other things, but does not remove unhappiness in our life. There are enough people who are very excellent and great professionals, but yet tragedies and comedies of life come to them also, and they are not able to escape that. A spiritual Guru, on the other hand, is one who gives the ultimate freedom, irrespective of what knowledge that you have got or professional skills that you have on all other things, how to come out of the clutches of sorrow caused by our own mind. So Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda, seeking such an answer to life's question, he reached the abode of Swami Tapovanam. Having learned there, he realized that this knowledge has to be given to common man. This knowledge is available but not known to the people who were otherwise educated in the universities and gained knowledge, all right, about other things, but they cannot handle their own mind, emotions, feelings, situations. They merely ape each other, what others do, but do not have independent thinking of how to come out of all this. So then he took the permission of his own guru. Then he decided to go and explore what is there happening in this world. Samskritir vikshahanim cha bharadasya cha dustitim travidam hridayam yasya vandeham tam mahamani. I salute that great master. This is composed by Swami Tejomayananda, the present head of Chinmaya Mission. He said that seeing the decadence of the culture, Samskritehe hani. Hani means decadence. Vikshya Bharadasya, of that country which is otherwise known for its culture. The great nation of a well-known ancient culture is now presently in doldrums because of various factors, including people do not have the faith and pride about their own culture. So, Dravidam Hridayam Yasya, one whose heart got melted. Swami Tejomayananda used to say, if you have, many people say when a person's heart is very melting, you will say his heart is like a ghee, mud butter. Butter is the one easily melts. When the heat is next to it, it will start melting. So when you say his heart is like a butter, it's so melting. But a guru, a Mahatma's heart is much more than that, because he doesn't need to bring any heat. By looking at it, he will start melting away. Bharadasya hanim vikshya, seeing the condition of the people, his heart became very compassionate. Bharadasya dussidim vikshya Dravidam yasya hridayam. To that master I salute. So he decided to do this. What? Samasta jana kalyani. Let's take the next page in your Samasta jana kalyani. All the people. Niratam karunamayam. Nitaram ratam, ever engaging and reveling in that karunamayam, full of compassion. Namami Chinmayam Devam, I salute that Guru Chinmaya. Sadgurum Brahmavit Varam. This knowledge of Brahman alone, really speaking, is that which can influence the individual to work for the world, irrespective of caste, color, creed, religion, etc. Unless the unifying one single truth is known, one will always work with discrimination. If I tell you, go and help that person, another person, what will you say? Why should I? You must help the world, you must help the people around. Then you will simply ask, if I have to help the people around, what are the other people doing? Unless I see a connection between me and other person, that intention to help will not happen. If your own child is walking and falls down, will you not go and immediately pick him up? Why? You are my child. There is some connection. If another person's child is doing something and that mother is looking at it, why should I bother? She herself is not bothered about it. Will you not do that? So, where there is a connection, there is a correction. I don't connect myself with that person, then why should I correct the situation? Let us say that you are walking out of this hall and then you find some papers lying down, some tissue paper. Let it be. No connection. Then you don't correct the situation. Why should I bother? Somebody will do it. So, where there is a unity is discovered, oneness is discovered, then such a person cannot but engage in correcting it. So that one unifying presence is that Brahman, that very self in all of us, the very life in all of us, and the life within me, which is now presently acting as me, is the same presence in you. When this connection is understood, nobody is a stranger. For a saint, there is nobody is a stranger. Why? Because he doesn't belong to any particular religion or caste or particular sex or color or any race. That's what makes a saint a saint. He goes beyond all faith and religion because he has understood the one unity. Love is the language with which he will speak, not any other language. So, samasta jana kalyani, for the benefit and welfare of all living beings, niradam karunamayam, ever reveling and full of compassion, to that master is my salutation, who is the best among the knowers of Brahman. It is said in the Upanishad, Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati. One who knows this knowledge of Brahman becomes the Brahman. If you know the knowledge of medicine, what you would become? Medicine? I know the law, therefore I am the law. Can you say that? I know the science of medicine, therefore I am medicine. Can you say that? I know the knowledge of music, there I am a music. You cannot be. But here the beauty is, Brahmavit, one who knows Brahman, becomes a Brahman. One who knows the medicine, he will practice medicine. One who knows the law, practices the law. One who knows the music, practices the music. But one who knows Brahman, doesn't practice Brahman. He becomes that. Meaning, one who knows the inner reality becomes your own reality. He becomes your own self. That is why he gets connected. So, to that one who has become the self of all, who has become one with everybody, such a master I salute. Next page. Nishkriya karuna kwapi. Repeat. Safala na bhavishyati. Iti matva sarvadaiva. Karmani vartate yatihi. You know, many of us may understand a problem and we have very great compassion, sympathy about it also. You go to any party or any such gathering, people talk about international politics. Swamiji, nowadays this is happening and that's happening, you know, it is so pitiable, so, you know, such a thing is happening, we have to, what we can do. So we have compassion or sympathy. Karuna is there. But by merely sympathizing a situation, you are not changing it anything. Karuna nishkriya karuna kwapi safalana bhavishyati. By merely being compassionate about sympathizing a situation, by not acting, nothing is going to happen. Safala means result. Na bhavishyati. No result will happen merely by sympathizing a situation without action. So one lady came to me and said, Amiji, we have done this Janoi for my son. You know, they do that, what I call the initiation into that investor. 5 years back. And he has initiated to chant Gayatri also. Only first one or 2 weeks he did. After that he never did at all. Swamiji, please advise him. What should I advise? Please ask him to do. Ask him to chant Gayatri Mantra. I said, I called the boy. He's already 16 or so. Why don't you chant? He said, because I don't know the meaning. So in the past 5 years, you kept quiet because you don't know the meaning. If you are really interested, you would have learned the meaning. Is it not? And I asked the mother, did you teach him the meaning? No, Swamiji. Kahan milega? See, the disinterest is there. And you cannot blame anybody there. 5 years does it take for to learn the meaning of that Gayatri? No action. Karuna. Sympathize with the situation, but no action. Then how will it get any result? So in our life, when we do engage in any particular situation, if we really want to make a change, we should act. Otherwise, it will remain as the same, and you will only keep on crying about it, blaming about it. That's it. Nishkriya karuna kwapi safala na bhavishyati. No result will happen if you merely sympathize and don't act. Iti matva, having understood this, sarvada eva, always karmani vartate yatihi, engaged in action. You know, when we are so preoccupied with our own mind, we have no time to do anything else. In some of the houses when we go, and I invited to go, we have to tell them before I go, otherwise the house will be really in a mess. Because everybody is busy with doing whatever they want to do. Nobody bothered about the house. The wife is also working, the husband is working, the children are engaged, and you will find that everything is everywhere. And then I tell, tomorrow I am going to your house. Sorry, wait. Next week you come. No, we have a lot of things to do. So when we are preoccupied with our own mind, we have no time for others. Maximum you have time for your own kith and kin. That also will be doubtful, but anyway you have. That's it. Mera beta, mera beti. That's it. That's all you have. Where is the time for doing anything else? So a person who is ready to serve the world must be one who must be free from his mind. In Bhagavad Gita chapter 14, Krishna clearly says, one who is free from his mind alone can really serve the world. Otherwise, it is not possible. So, how an individual has sympathy for the situation around because he is not preoccupied with his mind. So, when he has understood the situation outside, that sympathizes with that, and then he says by non-action it is not going to change. Therefore, iti matva, knowing this, karmani sada eva sarvada eva vartate. Therefore, he decided to engage in that action. And it is said in Gita again, only when a man of such greatness starts acting, others will follow. In the world, we find only people of importance, when they do something, others will follow that. You and I do, nobody even cares. Nobody even look at it. That's why all the advertisements and the products they're shown are they advertised by whom? Somebody whom you know. Then you will go and buy it. Picture of an actor or the cricket sports person or somebody whose picture should be there along with that product. He has nothing to do with the product, but he should be there. He would never use his soap in his life, but his face will be there. He uses, therefore I should also use. Yadyad acharadi shrestha tattadeva idro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokaha tad anuvartate. Whatever a great man does, the other people implicitly follow it. So he understood that, first of all, If I have to influence people to do the right thing, I should be the one who should demonstrate this. As Gandhiji also said, be the change you would like to see. If you would like to change a situation, you must be the first one to do it. And maybe somebody who looks at it, who understands why you are doing, may participate in that. And if you have become a man who has been noticed by others, then you will be able to influence many others. In your own home, your own children are looking up to you. When they are young, now once you become teenagers, they won't care about you. Still they are 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you want to influence them, not by just giving a sermon to them, just do it. Show it. If you want your child to get up early in the morning and do anything, you should not get up at 9 o'clock. You should get up before the child to show that this is how you should do it. When I was young, just to give an example, my father is a person, early riser, 4 o'clock, 4:30 will get up. What he would do, that's a different thing. He'll start making the coffee and then smell will come to me. Then those times they will grind the coffee, That sound will wake me up. And then the smell also. But one thing he taught me is get up early so that you can make a maximum use of the day. One person asked the other person, how is that you are doing so many mistakes in one day? He said, I get up very early. That is not what I am talking about. Making the best. You say, Samay nahi mil raha hai, Swamiji. If you get up at 9 o'clock, what is the Samay nahi mil raha hai? Earlier you get up, you have more time. No, I am a night person. I am telling you, late in the night, you have no energy also, no interest. The body is also fatigued. Now, how can you do anything? Anyway, so the point is, if you want someone to follow what you are doing, first you should be the one who's doing it. So he said, let me do it. Iti matva sarvadeva karmani vartate yatihi. So that's why in the next verse he says, Swayam kurvan karayamscha. Repeat. Karmani vividani yaha. Asakta sarva karyeshu. Vartate sarvada chasaha. The important point here is Swayam Kurvan, doing himself. So when he saw the decadence of the culture in the country, how do I regain, how will I re-establish this? What is a culture? Gurudev beautifully writes in one place, a culture is a set of values followed by a set of people who are convinced about it and living it. A culture is a set of values lived by a community of people. That is what is called a culture. Don't you have nowadays corporate culture? What does it mean? Meaning, those who are living in that particular organization decided to follow certain principles, some discipline. That is called a corporate culture. As I said last time, if there is no culture, then what remains is only vulture. The very word culture in Sanskrit means samskriti. Samskriti is called culture. In India also, Sanskriti. It's a Sanskrit word. The very word kriti means to do. Sams means to purify. Samskriti means that which makes you purified or better. That's called Samskriti. A culture, on the other hand, should make you a better person. Not make you go down. That's why I said opposite of this is vulture. You go down. So, if the Samskriti, the culture of the community of the country has to be developed, What should be done? Values have to be taught. The right principles, right way of living has to be demonstrated. So just by going to a temple or doing some puja or some worship or fasting and feasting and then celebrating festivals, these are all the external aspect of a culture which others can see. When you have a festival and then you are making a big show of it, Diwali, and then showing cracking crackers and wearing a new dress and then a sweet distribution, that is not the original concept with which it is brought. What is the idea? Negativity has to be destroyed. Is it not Narakasura? Vada? That is what is celebrated as Deepa Avali. When negativities are destroyed, what remains is illumination, brightness, knowledge, brilliance, goodness. That is welcomed. So when you Deepa Avali means when the lights are lit for the welcoming the Lord who brought back the light because removal of the darkness of ignorance or darkness of negativity. What do we do? On that day, special drink. Now you have become Narakasura. Diwali day, you become Narakasura. Instead of removing Narakasura, you become a Narak. So the whole concept is completely lost. Why are we doing this? So I have to re-educate the people. Why do they celebrate a particular festival? What is the meaning behind that? What is the concept behind that? Why do you go to a temple? Why do you show arati? Why do you so all those things about the culture has to be re-educated to the people. The philosophy behind it. So the task in front of him was humongous. How many people you will teach? Where do you begin? That's why the first talk that he gave in 1951, 31st December 1951 in Pune, let us be Hindus. That was the first talk he gave. Be Hindu does not mean behind you. Huh? He said, why we have to understand our religion? What is that we should understand about it? It is not the rituals and the feasting and fasting and all those things. The philosophy behind that. The knowledge behind this. When he began his talks in that year, it was in a small temple, Ganesha temple. Only 5-6 people in front of him. He says 5-6 people including the speaker. But his words were so powerful as he began his talks. Within next 2 weeks or so, when he began talking on the Upanishad called Kena Upanishad, the number grew dramatically from 100 to 200 to 300 to 500. He gave talks for 3 months every day. Tirelessly. Nobody knew him at that time. But he was convinced, unless I communicate this knowledge, people will not understand. And communicate in such a way that they will understand, and therefore I have to speak in English. Because the people whom he wanted to educate are those who are already educated. Because in any strata, any community, it is the people who are educated who are supposed to be the leading the society. Is it not? The people who are, because the people in the village always look up to the people who are living in the city. And the people who are in the city are those people who are relatively more educated than the villagers, and therefore they are expected to be more intelligent. And unless I convince them, there will not be any influence in a larger measure. So he decided to communicate this knowledge in the language which they can understand. And therefore, Swayam Kurvan, doing himself, Karayamscha, making others also engage. Karmani vividhani yaha. And while doing that also, one important principle that he followed according to the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, do everything, but don't get attached. Asakta sarvakareshu svartate sarvatachasah. This is the difference between a politician and a social leader. One who has become spiritually inclined also. Whom we call it as Neta, leader. Most leaders not only remain as leaders, they become dealers also. They sell the country for personal benefits, personal gains. So a spiritual leader who is working in the society is different from a political leader working in a society. A spiritual leader does the work with an understanding that I should not get attached to what I am doing. Meaning, results may come according to the action performed. It may be favorable, sometimes it may not be favorable. It doesn't matter. Let me do the rest, best. So, asaktaha, unattached, sarvakaryeshu, in all actions, karmani, in all the actions that one does. Asakta sarvakaryeshu vartate sarvatachasah. So that requires a good amount of inner discipline. In your own home also, when you are advising your own children or you are trying to make that child do the right thing, etc. If you get too attached and if he doesn't do the things, you will get very disappointed, is it not? That's why today morning also in one session I was telling them, if somebody asks you to advise for anything, you better advise and move away from that place. Why? Because if you stay there, you will be very disappointed because that fellow will not follow. One lady came to me and said, Swamiji, my son wants to have a dog as a pet. What do you say? I might have told you this before. I asked her, do you want my opinion or advice? She said, what is the difference? Opinion is what I think. Advice is what I want you to do. She thought for a while, said, start with opinion first. I have learned one thing in my life very clearly, never advise because you will be disappointed. Just suggest. So engage in this world in such a way, do it yourself and may influence others to do, but never get attached to what you're doing. Asakta sarvakaryeshu vartate sarvadachasa. Unattached. Our problem is, if I'm not attached, I don't even do it. We are so attached to the result of that action, that only makes us do it. That is why the spiritual knowledge is essential in such kind of a situation where you vigorously, with all intention and interest and enthusiasm, you engage, but disengage from the results. That knack, that skill one has to develop. With all enthusiasm you do it, but do not own the results. And never even think that I am the doer. Asakta sarvakaryeshu vartate sarvadachasa. Even when he was doing so many years, 42 years of developing a Chinmaya Mission, so many different centers and so many different hospitals and schools and so many things, towards the end of his life, when somebody asked this question, not that they know that he is good, so they said, Swamiji, you have been doing this, have you decided who is going to be your successor? He smiled and said, who cares? So what do you mean? I have done what I am convinced about. If somebody is interested in continuing what I am doing, they will do it. If it is not, it will just stop. I am not interested. That is the beauty of a man of perfection. Krishna also says, Udasina vadasinaha Gunairyo na vichalyate guna vartanta ityeva yo vatishtati nengate. In 14th chapter, he talks about gunatita purusha, one who has gone beyond the qualities. He says, udasinavat asina, as though indifferent, gunaihi yaha na vichalyate, he is not disturbed by his mind. Guna vartanta ityeva, he continues to act according to what the prakriti is influencing there. The world and my action, they are interacting with each other. I am just a witness here. Yo avatishtati na ingate, he is unmoved. Whether it's a good action or whether it's praised by others or not, doesn't matter. Right thing. Do it. Detach yourself from the results. So that is how he demonstrated. Engage. Joshayet, Krishna also says in 3rd chapter, Joshayet sarva karmani udvan yukta samacharan. Let him engage in this world with all enthusiasm, but unattached. That's the difference between a man of the world, totally attached to his action, totally influenced by that, and engages in, and unfortunately when the things do not happen the way you want, he becomes so depressed and dejected, disappointed. Whereas a man of knowledge is one who may do exactly the same thing, but totally freed from all influences of the result. So that is what we learned from such great masters. See, in the case of Swami Tapovanam, who remained aloof and then remained in the Himalayas, nobody even knew about him. Right? Only his disciple demonstrated who that the Guru was. Otherwise, nobody would know. Rameshna Paramahamsa was known to very few people. Only Vivekananda brought him to the world. Right? Everybody know about him because he showed to the world who is my teacher and why I am what I am is because of him. Similarly, Swami Tapovanam remained in the Himalayas and remained unaffected. But he, on the other hand, engaged in the world, went from place to place, from country to country, and constantly talking for 40 years, and showed to the world what this knowledge really means. Continuing, he says, yeah. Anayajna pracharam cha brahmachari prashikshanam shruti smriti puranadi vyakya grantha prakashanam. What was his method of reaching out to the people? Jnana Yajna. He was the first one who brought this term called Jnana Yajna. Yajna means sacrifice, ritual. When you say Ganapati Yajna or Shiva Yajna, when you do, what it means is that invoking a particular deity and offering certain ahutis to that. Rudraya Namaha, Shivaya Namaha, whatever you chant. Or Ganeshaya Namaha, Ganganapataye Namaha, you offer ahutis, meaning various materials, into the fire, invoking a particular form of God. That is yajna usually. But he says, I am conducting a yajna which is jnana yajna. Which means I am invoking jnanam in place of God or any other deity. I am invoking the jnanam. In the fire, I am offering ignorance. In the fire of knowledge, I am offering ignorance. Meaning, in a yajna, when a yajna or a particular ritual is performed, the one who is performing the ritual is the beneficiary. If I am doing the yajna, you will not become the one who will get the benefit. I am the one who will get the benefit. So when you are sponsoring, let us say, a particular ritual, and the priest is sitting there, and the priest, the one who is sitting there, must make the Yajaman do it. Not he himself. If he himself does that, the result will go to him only. That is why he is called a Purohita. You know what Purohita means? Pura means in front. Hita means welfare. He is doing things for the welfare of the person in front of him. That's why it's called a Purohita. Prohit. He is doing for the sake of someone else who is to be benefited. So here in the Jnana Yajna he said, it is not like that. The one who is speaking, of course he benefits, but more benefit comes to the people who are listening. The ignorance of the people are destroyed. So in this Jnana Yajna, that's why Jnana Yajna Pracharam Cha, he engaged in doing the prachar, preaching of what is this knowledge, and why and how this knowledge can burn your ignorance. So he started way back in the 50s and called the talks, public talks, as Jnana Yajna, and he mostly spoke on Gita, and therefore it's called Gita Jnana Yajna. Because he said that Upanishads are of higher level and not many people will understand because it's an abstract concept. Whereas Gita is for a man of the world, like Arjuna, who is a man of action. He's confused about what to do or how to do things, which is a common problem with most people. How and what to do rightly in this world. So therefore, the knowledge of Gita has to be imparted to the people, and he called it as Gita Jnana Yajna. When he began in the 50s and the 60s, in Bombay, you would see thousands of people in front of him, because nobody has done it before. When he started talking about this publicly, the Bhagavad Gita, the conservative priests, those people who were pandits and scholars, they were very, very angry because they said that this knowledge should not be given to a common man. It should not be given from the platform outside. It should be given to only to one-to-one to students who are deserving and who come to an individual to ask Guru to learn. So when he publicly started speaking, they were so upset. In fact, in one place in Chennai, when he was giving a talk in the early 60s, they burnt the pandal of the whole place also. The place where he was conducting, in the evening or in the night when everybody is gone, they burned it. And when the news reached to Gurudev that the place has been burnt, he laughed and said, that shows how much of jealousy they have. It is the anger and the jealousy fire that has burnt it. Doesn't matter, we'll do it in the open. He never stopped. So, Jnana Yajna Prachar, dissemination of the right knowledge from Gita to the common man. He understood that he alone cannot influence maximum people, because one person, how much he can travel and how much he can reach out. So therefore, he decided to train people for that. It's called Brahmachari Prashikshanam. He started the Sandipani Sadhanalaya, where I also learned in the way back. He started in 1963. I learned in 1991, so many years later. So when he had started this institution for Vedanta, teaching Vedanta, he was the only teacher. So what he would do, morning and evening, he will go and give talks to the public, come back, and during the day he will teach the students. And again he will go back and give the evening talks, come back. And the institution run because of the money he collected from the people when he was talking. That's why it's Guru Dakshina. He will collect the money or the thing and then come back and then feed the students and teach them and then go back again. Continuously he was doing that for almost 6 to 7 years. So much of enthusiasm. I want to establish this right knowledge. Brahmachari Prashikshanam. And slowly he realized that that not only teaching is necessary, but people should retain that knowledge. Therefore, he wrote down the books. Shruti, Smriti, Puranadi, Vyakya Grantha Prakashanam. Prakashanam, publication. Of what? Vyakya, commentary. On what? Shruti, Smriti, Purana. About the Upanishad, about the Gita and all those things. He wrote commentaries, he sat down so that those people who have listened to what I have said must be able to retain that knowledge. That is possible only when they read it at home. In India, the tradition has been the teaching is always through listening. And the knowledge that you gain out of listening will be much more effective than reading. Because in listening you can get clarified. In reading you don't, if you have a doubt, whom will you ask? Book? Hey book, please. I have this doubt. The book will not be able to answer. Google will not be able to answer that. So why we have Google nowadays? Why do we need a guru? The problem is when you ask one question in the Google, there are 25 answers. Which one is right? Tell me that. Anybody can put an answer for any question in this world. How do you know it is right? If you take one of them and it will go to another 25, and they take another 25, it goes on and on. The Guru is one who authoritatively says, no, this is the right thing, because of his own personal experience. So, that is why Jnana Yajna Pracharam Cha Brahmachari Prashikshanam Shruti Smriti Puranadi Vyakya Grantha Prakashanam. So, this is to influence the educated people to think about their own understanding, about their own culture and the philosophy behind their culture, and also knowledge that is found in the scriptures and how it can be applied in their own life and how it can change them, through which how can they establish the values, and by following the values how can they re-establish their own culture. Now, he found that it is very difficult to change the grown-up person, because they have already have this concretization of thoughts. They have their own pet ideas, and it is very difficult to influence a person who is 25, 30, 35. It's already, there is a certain amount of preconceived notions I have formed. So he said, this is okay, but if I can influence children, that's why he said, catch them young. If we can mold the young minds from the very early stage of their life, it is possible for them to be little better than their own parents. I am sure many of you have experienced this. Your own children know more shlokas and stotrams than you. Correct or not? And the child comes and says, Mommy, I am going to chant the Guru Mantra. Okay, chant. You correct me. You say, I don't know how to correct. So that is why he said, Balakeshu cha samskaro Vicharo yuvakeshu cha. Loka seva tataiva cha. Balakeshu, among the children, samskara. The good values have to be instilled in the young minds, because they are easily influenceable. You know, when you go to any of these classes, this 4th grade or 5th grade, or not 4th grade, okay, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, if you go to their class, their eyes are so wide open, they are ready to listen, and they are ready, whatever you say, they don't have preconceived notions, they are ready to learn. Go to the 9th and 10th grader. First of all, they ask, why have you come? When I walk into the, oh, okay. And you say anything, you can see that it goes through one ear and it is coming through the other ears immediately. Nothing stays in between. 9th, 10th, 11th, Nothing happens. They don't even bring their books also sometimes. Just walk in. I'm here to hang out. Whatever you say because you want to say. It has nothing to do with me. They sympathize with the teacher. Poor thing. She has prepared something and has come to talk to us. Let us just smile. But 12th graders are a little more advanced than that. They will tell you what you should teach. They are not interested in what you are going to teach. When you say something, okay, I have some other question. It's totally tangent. It has nothing to do with what you are saying. So, if at all you can influence only up to the age, say 12 or 13, 14, maximum. Even that is doubtful, but 12. Once they become 13, the teen, difficult to handle them. So, balakeshu, in the young minds, we have to instill samskar. Meaning that samskar should leave some scar. That's called samskar. It should leave an impression in the mind. That is what's called samskar. You have to make a little dent into their thinking. You have to make them think a little different. You have to make them think on their own. How to think, that has to be given. That is where they slowly, the ability to ability of right thinking. Therefore, when they become youth, vicharo yuvakeshucha. Vichara means to make them contemplate, make them think on their own. Balakeshu cha samskaraha vicharo yuvakeshu cha. Because once they become youth, they are not ready to listen to you. I know. One man, when his boy turned 16, he said, "My dear boy, let us talk about life." The boy said, "What do you want to know?" The father was totally shocked. "I am here to talk to you." You don't know anything, Dad. So, vichara means, char in Sanskrit means to move. Vichara means how to make the mind move, meaning how to make the thinking properly. How to deal with situations with the right thinking. So, at that time, no stories will work. Ramayana, Mahabharata and Bhagavatam, all those things are fine up to the point where there are certain principles and values are discussed. Once they become youth, they said, "What is it got to do with me? Let Pandava do anything, let Arjuna do anything, let Yudhishthira do anything, and Rama. What is it got to do with me?" That is their question. How am I going to be benefited out of knowing about those people? So, vichar, independent thinking, and it has to be influenced in them. This is the way you think. That will benefit you. Vicharo yuvakeshu cha. And vichar about what? Dharmanishta. How to do the right thing. Desha bhakti. Desha bhakti means patriotism. How to have the identification with the society which you live in. How to do the best of yours to the society, to the community you live. Dharmanishta, doing the right thing. Desha bhakti, keeping the community in mind. Loka seva, doing seva to the world, people around. Tata yevacha. So the youth should be, because they are the potential energy, their energy should be properly channelized. Their knowledge should make them engage in the action in the right way for the benefit of the maximum and serving the people. Dharmanishta desha bhakti loka seva. So, this is how he slowly brought about a different mindset and culture. Over 42 years of work, he knew that it is not that easy to change the people's ways and living, But even if I can change 1% of the population, I have done something in this life. So the purpose of his entire mission, action that he had done for so many years, is to bring a certain amount of fundamental change in the way people engage in this world, behave, and do things. Starting from the young children, the youth. For the young children, it is about the culture. For the youth, it is about how to think. How to think and do the right thing. And for the elders to become examples. Live by examples. Your own life should be an example to the people around you. And the immediate people whom you influence is your own family members. Balakeshu cha samskaro vicharo yuvakeshu cha dharmanishta desha bhaktihi lokate seva tadeva. Next slide. Yata vriddhim prapnuvanti tata yatnam karoti saha sarvada sarvabhavena sadgururno yatishvaraha. He always said, never be content about your success. In the sense that success is not at all ever permanent. Any change is never going to be permanent. Any change should be influenced by again acting upon it, then only it will perpetuate. If you are successful in anything and you think, done, it will just fall down immediately. Any change can become better only when you keep working on it. Yata vriddhim prapnuvanti. As the transformation took place, tata yatnam karodya. He acted more on it, put more influence on it, more effort on it. So that is how one can sustain the success or sustain the change. Otherwise, if you relax and become complacent, it will immediately go back to its nature. Sarvata sarvabhavena sadgururno idish. In all ways, at all times. Swamiji, I meditated yesterday, it was so nice. Next, when are you going to do? Next month. That is not going to change anything. If you want to sustain that enthusiasm or the state of mind of peace, one must keep working on it. So that is why when one thing becomes successful, work more to make sure that that is taken to the next level. So when he started teaching the young children, etc., he made sure that it is perpetuated. That requires constant enthusiasm, unending enthusiasm. The fuel of inspiration should be constant. So that is what he demonstrated. Never say no to life. Keep going. Engage with enthusiasm. Sarvada sarvabhavena. At all times, in all ways. Karmani vartata sadguru no idishvaraha. Naha idishvaraha. Naha means our sadguru, teacher, yat Ishvara, best among the people who have put a lot of effort to do the right thing in this world. We'll see more of it in the next session. There's a little more to talk and then we'll go to the another subject. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhat Bhavet. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Be